What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How To. Today I'm going to show you guys a bunch of different repair methods that we can use on doors so that you can fix like 90% of your issues. Whether you've got a door like this one here that closes but doesn't latch, you've got a door that's leaning on the side, it's not hitting the strike plate, it's rubbing on the top or on the bottom. The repairs that I'm about to show you guys are going to allow you to get out there and honestly just fix like 90% of your issues. So make sure you stick around because I've also got a little hack here with a piece of paper that'll honestly fix a lot of your issues. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's do this. So we've got two doors that need to be repaired. This first one here, as I just shown you guys, closes but doesn't latch. So what we've got here is this little springy section is called a latch. On the actual door jamb, we've got here a strike plate. So you can see there an opening right here. The latch needs to sit directly in the middle there in order for everything to work as it should. We can see some rub marks here sitting a little bit low, but we're going to quickly close this door and actually line up our latch to our strike plate and see exactly what's happening. We're going to have a look in nice and close. You can see right there in the back, on the top section, we've got a large opening on this strike plate here, and on the bottom, we've got absolutely nothing. So if I pull that lever down, you can see that latch can't actually go in because it's sitting a little bit too low. So now that we know that the door is actually sitting a little bit lower right here. And the reason for that, or the best way to illustrate it, is by using my hand. If the door is up nice and straight, our latch will go in nice and straight into that little opening. If it's on a bit of a tilt like this, so just a little bit to the right, that top right section will be coming in a bit closer, causing the latch to actually drop just a little bit as well. So we can confirm this by having a look at the spacing here between the door and the door jamb. If we have a look from all the way down the bottom here, we're supposed to have roughly a 3mm gap all the way up. As we come up to that top right hand side, you can see it starts to get a little bit tighter right about here. So that confirms my suspicion that we've got an issue with this hinge right here, causing the door to sit out just a little bit out to the right, causing that latch once again to drop down. So now we can focus our attention on this little hinge right here. We'll open up the door and we're going to check this hinge right here. First thing we do, check the screws, make sure everything is nice and tight, everything's in there nice and flush. Shake the door around by simply rocking it back and forth. That's going to confirm that everything is actually in there nice and secure. Next thing we want to do is look at the hinge, make sure it's actually sitting flush into that recessed area, which if you guys look really close there, you can see it's actually protruding a little bit. So it not only is it not recessed into the door jamb here or into the edge of the door, but it's actually popping out just a little bit. So I'm going to loosen off the screws right here on this side of the hinge, just a little bit, so that we can get a bit of play or maneuver this one here back into its actual position. So we'll screw that top one in first. That's now sitting nice and flush. We'll screw in the rest of them. Now that that's nice and flush, we can test the door once again and see if that's actually resolved the issue. So you can see there, sometimes it's latching, sometimes it isn't. So if we have a close look at what's going on now, once again, we've got the large opening up the top, and we can see just a little bit of an opening down the bottom now. So it must be literally just about 1mm or so out. However, we still have a large opening on top. So we need to straighten that out, make that as consistent as possible so that this will last for as long as possible. Once again, we've got a little bit of damage here as well. If you guys want to see a video on how to fix that as well, because this is going to peel, flake away and become a bigger problem than what it should be, let me know in the comment section below. We've got two options now, so we'll close that door up. We've got two options. So the door is still a little bit up onto the right-hand side, further than it should be. So it should be up nice and straight. It's sitting on a bit of an angle. What we can do is one of two things. We can either cut out the hinge section on either the door jamb or the side of the door here, which would cause it to suck in just a little bit more, and that'll straighten it out. Or what we can do, rather than cutting anything up here, is we can actually pack out this bottom hinge. So this bottom hinge here, I'm about to show you guys my paper trick. That's honestly an awesome hack. You'll absolutely love it. Once again, door's on an angle, so if we kick that bottom hinge section out, that's also going to straighten it. So we can either suck the top side in, or we can pack out the bottom side. So to pack out the bottom hinge, we're going to use any piece of paper or cardboard. What we need to do is get the rough width right here. So we've got somewhere around here. If we fold this one here over, check it once again. That might just fit, or it might be a little bit wide. If it's a bit too wide, we'll just trim it down. And you can fold this as many times as you like, depending on how much you need to pack this one here out. So we'll fold this one completely over, because we did need to move it probably about 2 mil or so. All right, so you can see there, that's a little bit too thick. So we'll trim this one here down. Probably even a little bit more. You can use a pair of scissors. That's looking pretty good there. We'll cut this one here off as well. And now we've got our little packer ready to go. So we can just simply remove this section here. Put the screws somewhere where they're real easy to access fast. So you don't have to hold it the whole time. Slot that piece of paper right in the back. Close the hinge on top and reinstall the screws. So now we've got this one here packed out, we can test the door once again. So now if we test this door out, once again we'll move down a bit lower. That is working perfect. And if we have a close look inside, we can see there's actually a lot more of a space now on the bottom and as well as on the top. So now we've got that one there resolved, let's move on to the next door. So we're on the second door now. If we close it, we're having a very similar issue. Once again, it closes but doesn't latch. At the start of the video, I said that these methods are going to help you fix about 90% of the problems, and the reason for that is it's exact same repair process. It's always to do with the hinges here on the side. Whether your door's not latching, it's rubbing on the side, it's rubbing on the top, it's rubbing on the bottom. It's always to do with adjustment. That hand analogy might not seem like the best idea, but it's the easiest way to understand always what's happening. This one here is a little bit of a different scenario, and I'll bring you guys in closer and I'll show you what's going on here. So we're going to do the exact same thing that we did before. We close the door, have a look at our reference point here. Once again, we're looking at where the latch lines up against the strike plate. And once again, we've got a big gap on top and absolutely nothing on the bottom. So once again, take that hand analogy. We're going to imagine that the door is tilting a little bit this way. That way the latch is going to drop down. So once again, tilt it this way, it's going to drop down. So that means that technically we should have a big opening right here on the top with regards to our spacing. If we're going to follow that all the way up, we should have a big spacing here. However, when I've gone around and had a look at this door, everything is perfectly lined up. So if we have a look at our spacing here, we've got about 2 to 3 mil on the side, and it is consistent all the way up. If we have a look on the other side, once again, that gap is beautifully consistent all the way throughout. What I did notice, however, is these little cracks here. So you can see we've got a crack right here. We've got a crack here on the other side. So for whatever reason, another crack down here. You can see we've got a bit of movement here in the house. This house is probably about 3 years old now, and we've got a little bit of settling or a little bit of shifting. Hopefully it's done all the moving that it needs to do, and this will be the end of it. But once we fix this one here today, we're going to test it again in about 6 months to a year's time. If there's been absolutely no movement, everything's working, then that should hopefully be the end of the issue. So what we're going to do in this case here is we have a look at the top. We can see we've got a smaller gap up here. And if we run all the way across down to the left-hand side, you can see that gap actually opens up. So we're referring to this gap right here. I can almost get my finger in there versus over here. Very, very tight. So if you have a look along there, and then that simply opens up. So we've got a bit of structural movement here with the door, or the door jamb. It's shifted a little bit. Our spacing is nice and even on the left and right hand side, so we don't really have an issue with one of the particular hinges. We can once again pack it out with the paper as I just shown you guys. If you don't want to use a paper method, I'm going to show you guys another way to do it. It's not my preferred method, but it definitely is another method that works, and we're about to show you guys how to do that now. What I'm using is these little knuckle adjusters, or these knuckle benders, So you can buy one of these online. Honestly, I've bought a lot of them and none of them have lived up to my expectation. They're all okay, but none of them are good by far. So you can really use anything you like to do this method. Once again, look at the door. We know it's sitting a little bit low, so what we need to do is bring the door back up. We can bring this top right-hand side hinge closer into the door jamb and that'll straighten it out. So if we imagine the door's on a bit of an angle, at the moment the latch isn't going straight, it's going down a little bit. So we need to straighten it by pulling that top right-hand side closer to the door jamb. The easiest way to do this is by adjusting the knuckles on our hinges. Now, once again, you can pack out the bottom, which is my preferred method, but I'm going to show you guys another way. So what we can do is remove this pin here. You can see there we've got the pin in the side of the hinge. Sometimes it's a little bit tight. You can put a little punch down the bottom here or a nail and knock that up with the hammer and the pin will come out. This little tool that I've got here actually comes with one built in on the bottom. Not the screw, that screw is just magnetic for some reason. But we've got a little attachment right here, so you can push that right into the bottom and pop that pin out. But this one here is fairly loose and I've got strong nails, so we can pull that pin out. All right, we'll put that in my pocket before I lose it. And now what we need to do is shift this door over a little bit closer to the door jamb. So if we need the door to shift over to the right, we're going to bend these knuckles over to the left. And we're not bending both sides of the knuckles, we're only bending the door side. So if we separate the two, you can see there, that top 1, 2 and 3 is for the door and the other 2 is for the door jamb. So we only need to bend 1, 2 and 3 over to the left just a little bit, put the pin back in and we're going to test it out and see how much of a difference that's made. So now I've got the pin removed from the top hinge. I just want to quickly close the door and you can see it's still not latching. But now I want to check and see that if we do actually squeeze those hinges in order to allow the door to come closer to the door jamb, will that actually fix the problem? And if I push the door up against the door jamb, you can hear there it's actually latched now. So we know that by adjusting these little hinges here, or the knuckles on the hinges, we're going to be able to fix that problem. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to remove all the pins out of this hinge, move the door over to the side and then make my adjustments. And the only reason why I'm doing that is it's a little bit tight to work in here while everything is still attached. You can remove it from the screws and remove the whole plate of the hinges off, then pull it apart, or you can just take out the pins. So I'm going to close this one here up. We will do my best to remove these little pins now. So that's one there. Put that in my pocket as well, and we'll take this bottom section here off. Now we can move this door over to the side. So now that we've got the door completely removed, it's a lot easier to gain access to the knuckles. We're just going to take our wrench here and we're going to bend them into the left just a little bit. We're going to work at them bit by bit, make the adjustments that we need from now, and if it needs a little bit more, then we're going to have to remove it, make that little bit more of an adjustment, and keep working at it until it's done. Now putting it back on is a little bit harder. Got grease everywhere, so you might want to get an extra pair of hands. I'm going to line up just the bottom side, get that one in, and then we'll work our way up. Alright, so that bottom one's ready to go. Wiggle it back and forth until it goes in. Alright, and this last pin, exactly the same. This one here might be a little bit tighter because we've moved it around a bit. So you might have to put a little bit of force, use a hammer. There we go. So now we can test that door out. And that's exactly what we're after. So obviously this method here does take a lot longer than the other methods I've shown you guys. It does work with regards to these tools here. They're good in theory, but I wouldn't recommend them, to be 100% honest. Save your money. Pack it out, check the screws, check the hinge, make sure it's completely recessed. Use that little hand method that I've shown you guys to illustrate and work out exactly what's happening with the door until it works and registers in your head. That's probably the best advice that I can give you guys. Once you work out exactly where it's dipped, where it's moving, where the issue is, you can work out which hinge you need to work on. Pack it out. You can also chisel out a section. I prefer not to do it once again. You can always pack out the opposite side most of the time. Check your screws. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. You've learned something new. I've saved you guys some money. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Billshowto.